गिरिवरदारी Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya. Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayam Dhiraye. Tato Jayam Dhiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke. Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14, The Forest of Immaterial Enjoyment, Shloka number 21 and 22, because 21 doesn't have purport. Okay. Kadachit Bangamana Damstro Durjana Danda Shukair Alabda Nidrakshano Vyatita Hridayenanu Kshiyamana Vijnano Andakupe Andavat Patati. Okay, what word meaning? Kadachit, sometimes. Bangamana Damstra, whose teeth of pride are broken. Durjana Danda Shukahi, by the envious activities of evil men, who are compared to a kind of serpent. Alabdandrakshanaha, who does not get an opportunity to sleep. Vetitha, Vetita Hridayena, by a disturbed mind. Anukshiyamana, gradually being decreased. Vijnanaha, whose real consciousness. Andakupe, in a blind well. Andavat, like illusion. Patati, he falls down. Translation. In the forest of material world, the conditioned soul is sometimes bitten by envious enemies, which are compared to serpents and other creatures. Through the tricks of the enemy, the conditioned soul falls from his prestigious position. Being anxious, he cannot even sleep properly. He thus becomes more and more unhappy, and he gradually loses his intelligence and consciousness. In that state, he becomes almost perpetually like a blind man who has fallen into a dark well of ignorance. Next sloka. Karihi smachit kama madhu lavana vichinvan yada paradara paradravyani avarundano ragna swamibir va nihata patati apara niraye. The conditioned soul is, translation purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The conditioned soul is sometimes attracted to the little happiness derived from sense gratification. Thus, he has illicit sex or steals another's property. At such a time, he may be arrested by the government or chastised by the woman's husband or protector. Thus, simply for a little material satisfaction, he falls into a hellish condition and is put into jail for rape, kidnapping, theft, and so forth. Purport. Material life is such that, due to indulgence in illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, and meat eating, the conditioned soul is always in a dangerous condition. Meat eating and intoxication excite the senses more and more, and the conditioned soul falls victim to women. In order to keep women, money is required, and to acquire money, one begs, borrows, or steals. Indeed, he commits abominable acts that cause him to suffer both in this life and in the next. Consequently, illicit sex must be stopped by those who are spiritually inclined or who are on the path of spiritual realization. Many devotees fall down due to illicit sex. They may steal money and even fall down from the highly honored renounced order. Then, for a livelihood, they accept menial services and become beggars. It is therefore said in the Shastras, Yen Maitana Adigraham Edi Sukham Hitucham. Materialism is based on sex, whether licit or illicit. Sex is full of dangers, even for those who are addicted to household life. Whether one has a license for sex or not, there is a great trouble. Bahudukka. After one indulges in sex, many volumes of miseries ensue. One suffers more and more in material life. A miserly person cannot properly utilize the wealth he has, and similarly, a materialistic person misuses the human form. Instead of using it for spiritual emancipation, he uses the body for sense gratification. Therefore, he is called a miser. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, in the first shloka, it is mentioned, 21st shloka, the soul is sometimes, a conditioned soul is sometimes bitten by envious enemies who are compared to serpents or other creatures. So, like, what does these enemies do? So, they, by trick, they make the person fall from his prestigious position. And being very anxious, he cannot sleep and he is like completely, distressed, and he loses his intelligence and consciousness. In that state, he becomes almost perpetually like a blind man who has fallen into the dark well of ignorance. So this is one nice technical thing which comes in Bhagavad Gita, that when the greatest enemy of the living entity, which makes the living entity go crazy in this world, is the lust, that we have studied. And this lust functions in two forms, like in the when it is in association with passion. So it is like it comes out as an insatiable desire, and lust itself means like insatiable desire. So that desire, without fulfilling it, we will not be able to continue our life. It's just pressing like anything. So that kind of a thing is called lust. So in the when it is in mode of passion, so it comes out in the form of very strong desire, and when it is in the mode of ignorance, it comes out as in this one wrath, like, or anger, very strong anger. So when the lust becomes fulfilled, so then it comes out as a greed, and when the lust is not fulfilled, then it comes out as anger. So these are the two this ones that actually comes. So here, both of the things are problem. Like either way, like, whether it is fulfilled or not fulfilled, it is going to be a problem. So it is going to, either the greed is going to increase or anger is going to increase, and both of them are going to pull a person down to this material plane, or more and more deeper into the material plane. And here we see that like everyone is trying to live a life where he accepts his position as something concrete, and then he becomes used to of his position. And we know that when the Lord becomes very very merciful towards living entity, Yashyaham Anugrahami. So like that time he pulls the rug under the feet and he makes him fall. Why? Because the conditioned living entity is attached to his position and his environment and things like that, so more than Krishna. So like he likes Krishna, he wants to go towards Krishna, but unfortunately he's stuck with something. So then Lord mercifully pulls that out saying like, okay, no, it is not there, no you just be attached to me. So in that way, like it happens. So here in material life also, in spiritual life, it happens out of mercy of the Lord. In material life, it happens out of natural course of action. So it is not that like this envious enemies where from these envious enemies come? What is the source of these envious enemies? Enemies, and who comes and creates some problem. No, ऐसा नहीं कि like I'm an innocent person, I'm a very nice person, and somebody is simply coming and poking me. It is not possible. No, so just like no, this famous example of Prahlad Maharaj, where he was put into so much of trouble, but he was not at all getting affected. No, because Shukadeva Goswami tells that if a person doesn't have any punya, he does any kind of activity, he will never get success. So in the same way, if a person doesn't have any sin in his account, so then any amount of misery you can try, he will never become miserable. So if you are actually becoming miserable, means like kuch to paap kiya hai. And this guy is only postman. He's coming and giving me something, or he's coming and pulling the rug under the feet and things like that. So for serious practitioners, the postman is sent by Krishna, and for materialists, the postman is sent by his own karma. Right? So in this way, the postman actually comes, and Krishna also uses the past sins, to actually handle this. So in fact, it is completely washed off, but still, for the namesake, he uses it, to clear off things. So this is actually our own past activities. Is we have shot many arrows towards the sky. All those arrows are coming back. So now, so when those arrows come, we cannot call names at the sky, So we just have to tolerate. मैंने ही छोड़ा था, अभी आ रहा है. So it is nothing to be like. So that what is it? That tolerance, that's what Krishna actually mentions. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshana sukha dukkada. So that tolerance has to be exercised. So otherwise, so many things will come, and this world will throw so many things at us, and it is very difficult for us to make progress. We will have to keep on handling those reactions that is coming. So one has to be tolerant. So that is when he can focus on doing something fresh at this point in time. So the whole of Vedic system is like that. So even starting from Karma Yoga, the Vedic system talks about, be tolerant about the things that are coming around. And what a person is supposed to do in Karma Yoga? He has to execute his duties. So execute your duty whether you like it or not. Execute your duty whether other person is doing or not. So it is say example, somebody has a son, and nalayak hai, kuch suni nahi raha. And fir bhi the parent has to do the duty of whatever he is supposed to do. Any example? Recently we passed through some example in the Bhagavatam. Parent should do his duty properly, even though whether the son is responding or not. Jada Bharat, so like that. So that particular point was highlighted in that this one. So the father, even though he was dull and things like that and all, but still he was trying to educate him, trying to put him through the samskara and things like that and all. So it is not that some what is that. Some useless child has come, so reject him. No. So it is my karma that I have to handle such a child. So I have to handle it. So there is otherwise my karma will not get exhausted. So it will come in another form. So it is the modern system is that everything should be towards my liking. If something is come, it's not to my liking, so then just sideline it or do something with it and finish it off. If sometimes people ask why did you do abortion? गलती से हो गया था. गलती से हो गया मतलब गलती को संभालना पड़ेगा ना. So we cannot just brush it aside. So it is very, very important that in the Vedic system, whatever comes, a devotee without any complaints, he takes it forward. Especially divorce and abortion and things like that was not there, because people know that whatever has come is मेरा पाप का स्वरूप है. So I cannot do anything. उसको भोगना ही पड़ेगा. So in that way, but then they would get lot of inspiration. At least come se come now I should do dharma. In future I will enjoy. Like that. So in this way, like we see that this these things, solid spiritual practitioner or a dharmic practitioner, should tolerate these things, and then he should not go through the sleepless nights and be unhappy and things like that. So this may come. So, but then immediately, like a person should think philosophically that this is this is not right. Like, no, I should focus on what I'm supposed to do. So it is mentioned that a person in mode of ignorance, he will keep on lamenting. No, what I wanted, I didn't get. No, people did like this to me, did like that to me, and things like that. A person in mode of passion, he will think, oh, this is all because of my past karma. I should do some good karma and enjoy in the future. And people in mode of goodness, they will think that, this is all because of manipulating of this material nature, and kitna bhi manipulate karenge, kuch na kuch galti hoga. No, better we should aspire for liberation. So like that. So this is at least a person in mode of passion, he follows dharma. Like a person in mode of ignorance, he will be like this, lamenting, and he will not be able to see what is a way out. He will always be thinking from my perspective. So I have to enjoy. Why all these things are happening? Why whole world is like against my enjoyment? So like, it is, the whole thing is like I all the time it will be that only. So then it is this is tamoguna, and then this one, the rajaguna, means like what is my duty? What am I supposed to do? Like what is coming is okay. I understand it is because of my past. So what am I supposed to do at this point in time? And no compromise in doing what I'm supposed to do. And Sattvaguna means like to understand, how to get out of this place and do those activities, which doesn't deal with any of these lower modes of passion and ignorance. That is very, very pulling downwards actually. So both Rajaguna and Tamaguna, so both can actually pull a person down. And then the next sloka, it talks about the conditioned soul is sometimes attracted to little happiness derived from sense gratification. So this Srila Prabhupada covers in the purport also, whether licit or illicit, it is always a problem. So now in the Vedic system also, like there is only set of people who actually enjoy sense gratification. With the desire to enjoy sense gratification solidly, and then they relish it, is the people who are in adharma. Like people who are dharmic. So they are given facility. In the Bhakti Shastri class also we were discussing this point. So they are given a facility that if you want gulab jamun, you take it. But you should eat it thinking that it is for the pleasure of Krishna. So that is that is a sense gratification available in the dharmic system. So like everything should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. Not for this one. So like if you want a particular sense gratification, okay, we will legally provide you. So but you should you should do it with certain rules and regulations, and you should think that you are doing it for Krishna. Then that is called what is that? That is also can be considered as low power devotional service or karma yoga. So in that way, like that can be accepted. But a person who actively cherishes or nourishes his desire for sense gratification, he will definitely fall. So even in karma yoga, it is mentioned that like a person who is actively cultivating the desire for sense gratification, he is going to fall from his position. So like even there, it is mentioned that a person should give up the desire for sense gratification, and whatever is needed is provided. Like you will get that product, but you will not. You should not do, engage with that product with a mood of enjoyment. So like you should engage with the product thinking that it is going to purify me, because I am engaging with that within the rules and regulations, and I'm offering it as service to Krishna, and like I'm desiring the purification of heart. So the desire should be of purification of heart. So that much it is needed for a person who's at least dharmic platform he is there. And for spiritualists, it is anything that is for the in color of or in the shape of sense gratification, it is dangerous for a spiritual aspirant. He should very, very far away, he should keep it actually. So this desire for sense gratification, Now, what is this sense gratification means in Sanskrit name? Indra Tripti and Boga and Kama also is there. And who is Kama? Our dear friend, no? Who is Kama? No, no. Like I'm just telling the opposite. Please tell the opposite of it. He's our dear friend, right? Eternal enemy. He is our eternal enemy. So, if you spend time with our eternal enemy, so then he is definitely going to dig a grave and know safely like park us inside that. You know? So it is that is why this sense gratification, like anybody in the dharmic, this one, no, right from karma yoga to no jnana yoga and bhakti yoga, whichever this one it is there, the sense gratification is always considered to be a very dangerous personality. No, like spiritualists handle it, or the bhakti yogis handle it in a very strong way. Even in karma yoga also, like they have to handle it very very strongly. Otherwise, it is not possible for them to make progress, or it is not possible for them to purify the heart. No, so they may not be able to renounce so many things, but they have to at least renounce the spirit of enjoyment. No, that has to be given up. No, otherwise they will not make any progress. So this is the greatest dangerous enemy, that desire for sense gratification, and thus he has illicit sex or steals another's property. So this is something very critical, that if we see, like even people who are like well educated in the scriptures, who practiced Krishna consciousness, spent a good amount of time in Krishna consciousness, so somewhat like due to some this one, maybe due to some offenses or due to some overexposure to material things, so they start being casual with the desire for sense gratification. They start being casual with karma. So then what happens? It acts very very strongly. And what is the effect of the karma? Third chapter Bhagavad Gita. What is the effect of karma? Huh? Then after that, how does it put a living entity, where it attacks? Mind, intelligence is a sitting place. And then before that, this particular shloka comes that, jnaninas nitya vairina. So like he actually, jnanam avritta, it actually covers the, intelligence, proper and spiritual intelligence. That's what is this one it does. And then what kind of covering? Smoke, fire covering, fire covered by smoke, and then mirror covered by dust, and then this one, what is that? Embryo covered by, no? So like this kind of different kinds of this ones. So when a devotee he becomes casual with karma, so then what happens? It starts covering the spiritual intelligence. So once the spiritual intelligence is covered, so then he knows the scriptures, so then he starts giving justification for karma. So rather giving justification for Krishna's service, he starts giving justification for karma, and then he starts engaging in karma like more more actively, and with lot of citations from the scriptures and things like that. So then he becomes like his intelligence becomes more and more covered, and then one fine day he is seen to be having illicit activities also, and stealing and this one, all these things, whatever is there. So it is very this one in this connection, one very important thing in terms of sambandha needs to be understood. So one is that we are not like whatever position we have, or whatever like advancement we have, or whatever clarity we have at this point in time, it is simply because of the mercy of the Lord. Like it is prasada lesha anugrihita janati tattvam bhagavan mahimna. So it is like only because of the mercy of the Lord we have certain clarity of things in the life at this point in time. And the opposite of that is if we become casual with karma, so then the whatever clarity that we could get because of the mercy of the Lord, it could actually become covered as well. So that is this one. So the covering aspect is indulgence in karma, and also this can result from offenses, or this can result from simply being casual with material things. It is that is why it is mentioned that senses and the mind is like is like a captured very ferocious animal. So the hunter will never become casual, with the ferocious animal that he has captured, because the animal will have the vengeance against him, and also he has captured and he has brought. And if he becomes casual, the animal will eat him, actually. So it is very dangerous, actually. So that is why a spiritualist will always, will never have any trust upon the senses and the mind. So, and also another example that is given is the senses and the mind, should be looked upon like a, what other example is there by a spiritualist? Snakes, and then unchaste wife. कभी भी धोखा देगी. इसको प्रोटेक्शन, इसको पूरा सिक्योरिटी लगा के देखना पड़ेगा इसको. नहीं तो भाग जाएगी. So like that. So these are all examples that are given about the spiritualist view about the senses and the mind. So he should be like so much vigilant. Like all the good work that is done, it can just get spoiled with slight inattention towards the sense gratification. So that is why a spiritualist should always be very this one about sense gratification. And the positive aspect is, if a devotee actually gets positive taste in the process of chanting or studying Srimad Bhagavatam, so that is something nice. If that can be increased, so then automatically the taste for material things also goes off. But always the spiritualist, he should be like very careful. The spiritual life, the spiritual journey, goes smoothly upon two tracks, that is jnana and vairagya. So these two things are very, very essential. So jnana means like positive taste in the process of chanting and process of studying or hearing the glories of the Lord and things like that. And the vairagya means like being careful with this material things, and also like the senses and the mind. So this is very, very essential. We cannot overemphasize or underemphasize either of these things. So both of these things are very, very essential. So like sometimes this thing we have seen in the case of the Bharat Maharaj. He was nicely situated in spiritual practice, but then he also got little casual with the some material thing. So then so that material thing could actually break open his spiritual practice and enter inside. So that is why it is very important. Fully focused on how to control the senses is also not good. Like and then we should be fully focused on how to increase taste for Krishna Bhakti, but at the same time like sufficient focus, we cannot say like 50%, but sufficient focus should be given upon not being strayed apart. Like this we can understand from the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he once this nice think Gopi Geet was sung, or no, like some Devadasi Geet Govinda was sung, and then Mahaprabhu got like so much attracted to it, and he was going behind, and then his servant Govinda, he was in so much of tension. So like why he's in tension? So Mahaprabhu even sees or goes in close proximity to a woman, he will consider it to be a like a banga to his, or it's a breakage of his sannyas rules, and then he will immediately commit suicide. So like to save Mahaprabhu, like what to do, he's not able to understand. He's calling out Mahaprabhu's name, and then please stop, please stop. He's not stopping. Finally he gave a punch word and Mahaprabhu stopped. What is that? He told, there is a woman. Immediately Mahaprabhu stopped. And then he told that, you saved my life. It is like, and then he mentions this particular thing. For a renunciant, even touching a wooden doll of women with the tip of the toes is also like considered to be like poisonous. And he should not be like associated with that. So in that way, like we see that it is the caution is applied. There is a lot of this one was lot of inspiration was there for the positive devotion service, but there is sufficient caution is also applied in the case of keeping away from the sense gratification. So this like to be noted. And so he does so many things, and then thus simply for a little material satisfaction he falls into hellish condition and is put into jail for rape, kidnapping, theft, and so forth. So this is not just talking about a materialist. No, this can happen to a spiritualist as well. This can happen to any one of us. No, this is the power of material nature. Like, no, we should just be humble in front of material nature, and we should take shelter of Krishna. And, Krishna will protect us from material nature. And, like, anytime we become overly attached, to anything apart from Krishna doesn't like. No, he'll just shoot it out. So that is a problem, right? So, like, if we are attached to our environment or position or power or something like that, Krishna will shoot it out. No, if we are sincere devotees. If we are not sincere, like, then okay. So then we ourselves will now fall down. So that is another case. So purport: material life is such that due to indulgence in illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, and meat eating, the conditioned soul is always dangerous condition. So meat eating and intoxication excite the senses more and more, and the conditioned soul falls victim to women. In order to keep women, so money is required, and so many things are performed, and consequently, no, like. So he begs, borrows, steals, and indeed he commits abominable acts that causes him suffer both in this life and in the next. So, like, generally the people, they follow certain level of dharma. So, like, if not Vedic dharma, they follow some kind of rules and regulations and things like that. But if any of the rules and regulations, if you see, they will have certain amount of restrictions, that will be there. So, like, certain amount of restrictions on sense gratification, that will be there. Even in the modern society, we see that what is that? No, it was previously, at least it was there, that no one should not have sex outside marriage. Now it is getting legalized, sex outside marriage. So, but it was kind of, there were some kind of rules and regulations were there. And so even now with the sex outside marriage also, there will be some kind of rules and regulations they would have formed. So they will be considering something as dharmic and something as adharmic in that, within that scope of adharma. So, but then the thing is that always there is some certain rules and regulations are there. So, but if these rules and regulations are broken, and if indiscriminate engagement in sense gratification is there, so then it is going to pull a person down and down, and it is going to become like very, very abominable in no time, actually. So that is why these rules and regulations actually help us to lead a better life, and then come up. And for spiritualists, serious spiritual aspirants, for them though, it is to be like taken very, very seriously, that the rules and regulations have to be followed very strictly. Otherwise, anytime we can just be pulled down, by the by the karma. And then they may steal money and even fall down from highly honored, renounced order. Then, for a livelihood, they accept menial service and become beggars. This is a warning that is there for all the renounced people, that this little bit of indulgence in karma, it can just enter inside and it can just blow up like anything. So in the same way how Krishna entered into our life and he just blew up our material life, in the same way Maya can also enter inside our life and blow up our devotional life. It is possible. So very, very much possible, right? So it is therefore said in the Shastras, Yen maitunadi griham eti sukham hi tucham. So like when such a thing happens, like when the material nature enters inside, so, and then it is like it is creating that infiltration, and it is creating that problem in our devotional life. So what all things can save? What all things can save us? Association of devotees. Then वो क्या प्रेयर करेगा, वो तो ऑलरेडी इन्फेक्ट हो गया. He will only pray that may I get that sense object, that's all. अभी affect होने के बाद क्या करेंगे? Why devotees are not understanding me? I'll be happy with that sense object. After that, I'll do devotional service also. So, and then devotees will be thinking that other devotees will be thinking, इसका दिमाग क्यों खराब हो गया? ये अच्छा ही था. So, like, yeah, if we seriously contemplate, it is all about devotee association. Only they can help us. And what can make us make the situation in such a way that devotee also will not help us? our offenses or not good relationships with devotees, and these kind of things will keep devotees also away from us, thinking that like anyway if we try to go and help, like we'll have to take some poison upon us. No, he will chastise us, or he will do something upon us and things like that. No, better leave him and things like that. So that is why it is non and offenses to the devotees like should be kept away, and then we should always try to remain humble servants in front of devotees. So that will help us a lot when in the time of difficulty devotees can actually come and help us. So these kind of infection, we are there in an infected area, and anytime infection can come. No, it is we cannot say that infection will not come. So anytime infection can come, and the scriptural rules and regulations are there, but scriptures will not help us at that point in time, because scripture will act counterproductive. Now how it will act counterproductive? We will start giving justification from the scriptures how I should actually go with that sense object. So like that. So scripture will actually become counterproductive. Only devotee can help actually at that time. So no other things can help us. All other things will only show us indication that even if we see this one like Radha Krishna, oh, see, Krishna is there with Radha Rani, so this is an indication I should also be there with my Rani. So everything will become counterproductive. Only devotee will give proper purport and beat us. Rest everything will show a different indication only. Right. So in that way, like we should see that the devotee association is the key thing, and they can only give proper understanding of the scriptures. The scriptures also cannot act properly when we are infected actually, and we will be taken off. And we see that a renounced person, for him to indulge in sense gratification and then being called bad names by the society. You see, like this guy, he was showing himself like a great person, and now you see he's what has he done? And generally sometimes this thing happens when the renounced order, a person spends a lot of time, and then he goes out and gets married. So generally sometimes he gets married to a girl who is very younger in his age, and the society actually becomes more critical about it and things like that. So there may be some valid reasons also, all these things are there, but then it is so much of disgrace. His grace becomes disgrace. It's like it becomes like that. So it is quite a challenge, quite a difficulty for us to handle. So it is better that we focus upon the devotional service properly than being a disgrace. And then if we are able to handle that in a humble way, if at all happens, so still we should continue devotional service, and we should handle that with humility. And then you see these things, I have fallen from my position, but now I have to execute devotional service very properly. And if you are not fallen, it's very nice that still we can think that it is only by the mercy of the Lord I am continuing. So please be merciful. This is highly infected area. Just imagine 10x or maybe 100x or maybe million x of corona is there, and we are cool in this environment. Corona ka time pe jitna ye kar rahe the no, arey isko touch karenge to problem, usko touch karenge to problem. And so now everywhere sense gratification is rampant, and we are cool. That is a problem actually. So in the prasadam prayers, very nicely it is captured. It is mentioned that what is that? Sharira avidya jal, jadendriya tahe kal. These senses are like death personified, and jiva fele vishaya sagara. So the living entity is put into the vishaya sagara, so ocean of sense objects, and the senses are death personified. But if you don't activate the senses, then no problem, But then the problem is we are in an ocean of sense objects. How will you not activate the senses? It will always be activated. So it is very, very dangerous actually. The situation is very dangerous, and spiritualists should keep guard very nicely. That's why the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness, of getting up early in the morning, attending morning program and chanting the names of the Lord, studying Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and engaging in devotional activities, especially the engaging in devotional activities which are like mercifully given to us, by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in the form of Raga Bhakti. That is, studying of Srimad Bhagavatam and performance of Kirtan, like, Hare Krishna mantra, like chanting individually, and also like performance of Kirtan. And then, like this also, Bhagavatam classes also like performance of Kirtan. And, like, doing book distribution, like putting printing press in the Raga Bhakti is like really out of the box. So, and, these things are considered to be very powerful and potent devotional services. So when it is performed, a person becomes like, see, material raga, or material attraction, intense attraction, can only be counteracted by spiritual, intense attraction. So, and that is possible by study of Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting the names of the Lord, and, performing kirtan in the form of Harinam Sankirtan, and also in the form of like, what is it, recitation of Bhagavatam, and also in the form of distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. So this is very, very powerful, very powerful system. And in fact, if you see, like when Prabhupada first started, like ISKCON, and he made this principle, like, perform morning program. After that, what to do? Go out on the street and chant Hare Krishna. And like after that, after some time, books came. So okay, you add books also, and then like evening come again, chant Hare Krishna, Gaur Arati, this one, and things like that, and read Krishna book and sleep. The whole day chanting, 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 chanting. That's all. Nothing else. So, and that is the powerful method of performing bhakti yoga. And in fact, we should revive to this one to a great extent, our book distribution and also Harinam Sankirtan. It's considered to be very powerful anga of bhakti, very, very powerful anga of bhakti, and it must be done. And in fact, I'm every day night I'm reading that our family business book, that Vaisheshika Prabhu's book. It's so nice. Like, Prabhuji is giving amazing insights into book distribution. And also, as actually book distribution is not just this one, like in many places, he cites, Prabhupada mentions that book distribution is our prime business and main business and things like that and all. So once devotees actually go to Prabhupada saying that, nice record has been, means nice kirtan has been recorded, and like they made a nice record, and they had a idea of making this business of selling Hare Krishna mantra, this one, tunes, and then when Prabhupada was asked, like Prabhupada was thinking a lot, and then he told, okay, without affecting book distribution, you can do. And then again they asked, like again Prabhupada told this one only, like, see, book distribution should not get affected. Without that, if you can do. So it is not like, Prabhupada is not at all enthused about the money that it can fetch, and then the like funds it can raise and things like that. So our business is book distribution, and that you should do. And that he was very, very enthusiastic. And while coming, I was hearing Guru Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj's lecture. So there also, like in the beginning days of Mayapur, so he and Guru Maharaj and like Bhavananda Prabhu and few others, Maharaj at the time. So like they were managing the Mayapur, and during festival there will be like 500, 600 devotees, and next day only 5-10 devotees will be there. So, and they were trying to find it very difficult to develop the place. And they went to Prabhupada and they told, like, you see, like we are asking devotees, nobody is giving devotees, like how will we develop this project? And then Prabhupada told, it seems, you go to any temple and you pick up anybody, but don't touch my book distributors. So that was Prabhupada's this one. So from there we can understand that how important this particular activity is. And this is in terms of spreading of mission, and in terms of one's own like development of Raga Bhakti. Both of these things, it is very, very powerful. And if somebody does these activities of chanting the names of the Lord, or studying Srimad Bhagavatam, and performing book distribution, kirtan and things like that. So with the desire that I'm performing it, I require like intense purification of heart, and I want to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. So please grant me this. I'm just doing this very powerful service, like for your pleasure. Please grant me this. So in this way, like if we offer our prayers to the spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, Panchadattva and Radha and Krishna, so they will be like very merciful, and they will clear off these things. And that is the best antiseptic, or that is the best vaccination for this particular this one. So otherwise, The material sense gratification is always just around the corner. No, every time it is just there. So anytime we can just get sucked into, and we can get into a problem. So it is called bahudukka bhag. So indulgence in the sex life, whether it is licensed or not licensed, it is always a great trouble. Now volumes of misery actually ensues. So, and one suffers more and more in material life. A miserly person cannot properly utilize the wealth he has got. So like, it's considered to be a miser because this body, this human form of life, can be utilized for perfecting the life. There's three kinds of perfection: Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, Bhagavan realization. That's possible only in human life. But that valuable human life, if it is wasted in the sense gratification, so then isse bada बेवकूफ़ी कुछ नहीं है, it is very very big foolishness. That is why such a person is called a miser. So with this I pause today's discussion. Any questions, comments? To some extent, to glorify Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I spoke from some comments of Bhaktivinoda Thakur from third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which I am studying currently. So yes, Prabhu. Just a correction in the, I told it in the, it's almost the same. Like Jnana Vairagya is the output of our practice, and input of our practice is Abhyasa and Vairagya. So that is the input. So like we do whatever rules and regulations are there. So we do Abhyasa, and Vairagya means like we avoid from things that can actually regress our practice of devotional service. And the output is Jnana Vairagya. So output is like when we follow the rules and regulations properly, so we will develop positive attachment to like this one, the holy name in Bhagavatam, and then we will develop natural detachment from material things. So one is, the input is by rule we have to be detached from material things, and by rule we have to be attached to the spiritual things. And output is so natural attachment and natural detachment. So like this Abhyasa Vairagya. So these are the two tracks that is there on which the spiritual progress actually happens, or the spiritual life actually happens. Yes, Prabhu.
Recently reading that Prabhupada mentioned that when he starts practicing bhakti, there is no need of extra endeavor to put. So what does it mean, extra endeavor? Related to this, that I can.
So no need of extra endeavor. In this one again, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his purports to Bhagavad Gita, like in one place he mentions that the living entity in this Kali Yuga, the contaminated living entity who is so much affected by the adharma, like for him to follow dharma is very very difficult. And sometimes such a person is asked to perform only bhakti yoga. Full bhakti yoga. Like, you cannot even do karma yoga. Like, you're unfit to do karma yoga. So you just simply give up everything and join ashram and then 24/7 do only bhakti. So then a question may come, he's not even qualified to do karma yoga. How can you ask him to do bhakti yoga, which is more demanding? So then this one is like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that it is the bhakti yoga is the dharma of the living entity, dharma of the jiva. And that is where this word comes, Jaiva Dharma. So like it is like Swadharma is there. Swadharma means Varana Dharma, Ashrama Dharma, Stri Dharma. Then after that we have after you give that up, then you follow Jnana Dharma. After that you follow Bhakti Dharma. So Bhakti Dharma is nothing but Jiva's eternal Dharma. It is eternal position of the living entity is to be servant of the Supreme Lord. And that is where he naturally and willingly be happy. And like coming to this material world is almost little bit against the will of the living entity, against the will of the Supreme Lord, against the will of the living entity also. Little bit he willed. After that, the love of Godhead got transformed into lust. And once it got transformed into lust, it becomes very difficult. So it is like a proper body, like if it gets transformed into fever, so then coming out, it is a course of action, actually. Right. So in this way, like, he gets into that diseased condition. Right. So What's your question?
On the right side.
It becomes natural. So uh, when we come to some certain level of advancement, it becomes natural because that's our natural. No, this one Jaiva Dharma. So Jiva's that eternal dharma is that, and we will by performing that we will be like very comfortable and happy. So once we make a little bit of advancement, like that. So like normally eating and things like that, we'll be comfortable. So but it requires a little bit of fever to reduce. No, after that we will become comfortable. So but when the fever is very peak, then we will not like these good things. So like it'll be like a bitter medicine. No, then it has to be accepted only based on rules and regulations, like that. And to accept that, we need to put faith upon somebody who's capable of getting us out of this fever. We should just put faith upon him, and then based on that faith we should follow the rules and regulations very strictly, and within some time we will be able to come out of, or the fever will subside to great extent. So then it becomes natural. So the medicine will become, or medicine is just becomes the foodstuff, like it becomes very natural. For a devotee means like it is, if you want to know the clear this one, it is nishta stage onwards. It becomes better for a living entity, because he is not pulled too much by the anarthas. Yes,
Thank you, Bill, for the wonderful class. So, when a person falls and he's in ignorance, so we said devotees can help. I personally have both the experience on both the side, as a counselor and as counselee. So, in both the cases, what I felt was hearing the purport of a devotee becomes very difficult in that phase. Obviously, devotees' prayers will surely help, no doubt. But then the good counsel that they give is very difficult to hear. So how do we understand this?
If it is difficult to hear, but still we are accepting to hear, so then there is hope. It is difficult to hear, you don't talk, like, no, I'll take care of myself and go off. That's like the worst, actually. So, whatever it is, here is a sadhu, he is speaking something, let me hear. That is that is always good. That is always good. So, and nicely practicing devotees, like who are actively desiring to develop taste for holy name and Bhagavatam, and who are sincerely practicing. So such people, we should always try to hear from them. So that will help us a lot, actually. So even if it is difficult, not acceptable, but still we should hear. I will not accept, but still I'll hear. Then it's okay. After some time we will accept. But I will not accept, get lost, and if you go off, then nothing is possible. So that is the key thing in the counseling also, that we say that it's not necessary that you have to accept all the things. That just listen. I will listen whatever you say, and you listen whatever I say. Let's keep on talking. That's all. So, and if the opposite person says, no, I will not follow this, who asked you to follow? Just I am telling whatever is there, that's all. You don't need to follow. Don't take tension. No, everything that I am telling you should follow. No need to follow. Just listen. We are just doing some philosophical discussion. Everybody has the right to put his point. So at least we should engage in philosophical discussion. So that's the
The repeated talk by the devotee that breaks the shell, breaks the ignorance.
Yeah, because see, Karanam Guna Sangho, it's a principle, like we got affected by material things because of contact with the infection. And with the contact with the medicine, over a period of time, it will act also. Like that. So that is a thing. So the medicine is powerful. The Bhagavatam, the instructions of Bhagavatam is powerful. So it will work. So the person, like till the time that ignorance is there, it is really highly overpowering. So that time they will not be able to understand. Sometimes devotees, I have seen devotees saying, no, Prabhu, whatever you are saying is right, but I am not able to digest. I cannot follow this. So it's because the light is switched off and everything will become dark, and it becomes very difficult to accept that particular thing. So that is why the philosophy is there, the study of scripture is there, and all these things is there. But what actually gives us the inspiration is to the extent Krishna has revealed himself to us within the heart. Krishna Surya Sama, like how much the sun of Krishna has risen in our heart. So that much clarity we will have. That much we'll be able to comfortably accept the scriptural statements. And because of offense or because of some reason, the darkness has come in. So then it is very difficult to accept the same very same statements which we accepted in the past. So it seems to be like quite difficult to accept. Again, it has to start from the beginning. Like that.
Since we are hearing that devotee Lord also switches on the
devotees' prayers, and then this engagement in the philosophical discussion, and like also many factors can actually help us. And in all this equation, if somehow or other, if the devotee becomes humble, and then he thinks that my Lord, I don't know what I'm doing, please help me. So if he takes shelter of the Lord, so then it becomes very easy to come out actually. So that's the very important point. Like even in preaching or counseling, in wherever case, the key thing is that somehow or other we inspire the devotee to take shelter of the Lord. And then we inspire the devotee to keep the goal. What is the goal? Now because of darkness, you are thinking something else is the goal. But we convince them of a particular goal, and then we convince them of you take shelter of the Lord. So if these two things are happened, then Lord will take care. The equation has come in proper place. Uske baad gaadi chalega. So we need to know where to repair the equation. So these are the key things which gets corrupted actually. So if the goal is set right, and if the right person to take shelter of, so if these two things are set right, then overall the project is won over, like that. Thanks. Yes, please.
We tell him about that this is the only goal. He's not able to accept.
Yeah, so we can give a different kind of package, for him, to accept a different kind of a goal. One thing that we can inspire a new person, new person also, we need to gauge what kind of a new person he is. In past life, where he exited, we don't know. So when we discuss things, we keep discussing stage by stage, and then if he comfortably accepts, that means ये सब पिछले जन्म में पास हो गया है. आगे next class का syllabus खोलना है उसको. So and then we open up, and then wherever he finds it little struggling, and that's where he actually lies, and from there his practice has to start. So the basic thing is that the basic test of this one is the test of accepting Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is if he is able to do, that's a great advancement that he is having. And then if he is having, maybe he is engaged in adharma, but if we tell that, these things are components of adharma, so you should not do that. So immediately he accepts it. Then that is also a very nice test. He has made quite a good amount of advancement, even materially, in the material modes also, he's very close to either Rajaguna or Sattaguna. So then it is much better. So then we can treat him from there and things like that. And we should see that exposure to Prabhupada's books and Prabhupada's lectures and things like that, it makes a person very, very strong, because a person of that level of faith and conviction, and when they hear, so then naturally they come to the point of, this one, that, yes, this material world is not very good, and we have to pursue spiritual practice. So that is possible if they keep on hearing, this Bhagavatam. And the same thing, when new people, when they hear these things, when they tell that, Prabhu, this is all too much, so then we should tell that, no need, you don't need to follow all these things, you just hear, these are all different things that are there. For a sannyasi, these things are there, for a renunciant, these things are there, and for a grahastha, some other things are there, it's okay, you just simply hear. So we just simply hear of everything. And then hearing, you will tell, this material world is bad only. So that is the power of the Acharya. He can bring that kind of transformation. That's why we should try to see more than we preaching. We should try to connect them to Prabhupada books and Prabhupada lectures. And we are just a assistant preacher to Prabhupada. So we should try to bring people, and Prabhupada will convince very nicely that Krishna consciousness is the only thing that we need to do. And the proof is, like when the devotees acted as assistant preachers, to Prabhupada, the temples were filled with full-time devotees. And when devotees started preaching themselves, then now we have a lot of congregation and less full-time devotees. It was opposite in the past, actually. So now we should again bring back the sun culture of let Prabhupada preach, and we will see that temples will be filled with full-time devotees. So, and we should also preach, in whatever our realization is, we should try to do. We should try to preach and things like that, but we should connect them, to the powerhouse. So then it will be very powerful. Yes, Prabhu.
Couple of questions regarding this book distribution. It's really a very important practice of learning. But we see that we generally do only on December, enthusiastically. So why they are not able to do in the remaining full year?
Yeah, that's a fault that we have. We should rectify it. No, a devotee should nicely read the books and practice. And see, this is a very nice practice, but at the same time, during marathon time, we have discussed this particular difficulty. Sometimes devotees tell that when I go out, and then I have to see so many different people, and then I get affected by some things and things like that. So we should see that this intense desire to attend the Lord must be cultivated, and non-offensive devotional service must be cultivated. And then with the desire to please the Acharya, with the desire to please the Guru Parampara, so we should go out and we should try to do this activity. And constantly, we should either chant, or we should try to see how Prabhupada will be pleased by doing this activity and things like that. If the devotional touch is lost, so then it is going to be a problem. So we should see that the people who want to practice intense devotional service, so they can sustain book distribution. People who are halka pulka, so they will find it difficult. Because when they go out, their consciousness will become corrupted. So then if it is corrupted, so then we should try to see that we properly rectify it by proper Shravanam and Kirtanam, proper devotional service back, and then again we should go. Maybe the frequency can be adjusted for such people. So but for people who are solidly practicing, so they can go out every day. They can do this very nicely.
So one thing which as another thing for this, why book distribution reduced when it comes to us. So at that time, the only way of preaching was book distribution. Now we have so many other things to do. Mass distribution, get people and
cultivate
level,
and
this level 2, level 3.
yeah.
They had only one thing: get them, shave them, and put them in.
Yeah.
So many things are there in pipeline.
Yeah.
That has just become an outreach.
Yeah. Book distribution as a sadhana must be performed. So that is something very important. Book distribution as a sadhana. So outreach ke liye, sometimes we can go for book distribution, but for sadhana we should regularly go for it. It's nice. Yes, go. Today is a fasting day. So we can share some reflections and we can close the session.
So this point that you made, that we have shot the arrows in the sky, it's coming back. So why blame the sky? Normally people look at the sky and say, why me? So I think there's a very nice...
Look at the sky and say like, no, Bhagwan, kyun mere saath?
So this was a nice thing, which is, I think, very much connecting for devotees also, for newcomers also. So we have to tolerate and execute our duties. So we need not get overwhelmed by whatever comes on our way. So just keep continuing doing devotional service. Whatever clarity we have as of now is only by the mercy of the Lord. It's not by any other thing. But we have all power, to cover that mercy also by doing sense gratification. So we need to be very conscious about that. And as renunciants, we have to follow rules and regulations very strictly. So you made this point, and it was really nice. It's a nice revision that doesn't matter what services we are doing and what other things we are doing, but rules and regulations have to be followed. Principles have to be followed to save ourselves, safeguard ourselves. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for such a wonderful class. So I also like at this point that you mentioned that Abhyas and Vairagya is the initial it must be done. So after coming to some extent, after some time, then Jnana and Vairagya automatically comes. And what is this Jnana? Taste in the devotion service. Then automatically material things will be reduced. And this point also mentioned that being a humble servant in the association of devotees, then and simultaneously avoiding the offenses. So this will help a devotee in the association of devotees whenever he's in a difficulty. So this will help a lot. And along with that, so one has to have this goal fixed that I want to attain Krishna. And for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, we have to do whatever sadhana. And regarding this book distribution also should be done as sadhana. I may not be able to do much, but as sadhana for their pleasure. So I can go out and do. So they will be pleased and I can progress. So these are the points. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for this wonderful class. So for specialists, sense gratification is dangerous because it doesn't allow to make one progress. So either Krishna or Maya, whenever they come and they expand. So one should take shelter of Krishna and be humble in front of material nature. That will allow us to protect and continue doing devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Been realizing that whatever I've been doing is not been good from past 2 weeks. I've been coming, been learning many stuff, what should be done, what should not be done. So today was another class where how karma affects. A very nice point where when a man falls from his prestigious position, either he has done his past karma or is indulging too much. So I like that point very much. You should not get attached. And then another part where I liked was even if you don't understand or accept it, but you just listen. So yeah, sometimes it does feel I didn't understand this stuff, but keep listening. Sometime or the other you will understand and you will continue. That I liked very much, Prabhuji, and Toji, and Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice class. So this point you mentioned that spiritualists never trust the mind and senses. So we always have to be careful when we are dealing with karma or when we are dealing with sense objects. Because just like you gave the example of unchaste wife and all this, so we should never be casual in those dealings. We should always practice both jnana, both try to inculcate abhyasa and also vairagya, and then only with time taste will develop. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for nice class, bro. So you told a nice point that we should be always humble in front of the devotees and we should cultivate nice relationship with the devotees so they can help us in our difficult times. Hare Krishna.
So in the outside world, wealth is how much money you get, how much building you set and all these things. In Krishna consciousness, what is the wealth? How many devotees you are friends with? That is your wealth.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for this nice class, Prabhuji. So it was mentioned that sense gratification, whether licit or illicit, it's always dangerous. It will always bind you. And especially when devotee becomes casual regarding this karma, it starts to cover its intelligence. And the three types of covering. So the covering goes more and more deep, and the more deeper the covering is, the less chance of it coming outside of it. So one should avoid being casual, especially the spiritualist. And one who has be casual about this desire. Like one becomes casual and then, so just like that example you gave of hunter. So a hunter, when he captures his very very ferocious animal, he never becomes casual about it. He's always very very careful. So similarly, when one has captured his mind, one should be very careful regarding it. And another example you give that like our mind and senses are like unchaste wife. So one must be very attentive and give like full security and protection. Otherwise, she may cheat us at any time.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful lecture. So, sense gratification is always considered to be dangerous. We have to handle it carefully. Otherwise, there will be no progress in devotional service. When devotee become casual with karma and engaging in karma, his spiritual intelligence will cover and it will result to offenses. If a devotee gets tastes for Bhagavatam and chanting, material desire will go off. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So you mentioned that lust in contact with passion is greed or insatiable desire, and when it is fulfilled, it increases. And in contact with ignorance, it is anger when it is not fulfilled. Whatever like the previous sins are the cause of our current enemies in form of lust, anger. And you mentioned the example of Prahlad Maharaj that because he was sinless, so he was not miserable even amongst like when miseries were there. So
Current enemy also includes the people who they are also agents of government.
but we should tolerate the miseries and we should do our duty even if others don't. So in this, you gave the example of Jada Bharat and his father. We should renounce the spirit of enjoyment, and this material rag can be only overcome by spiritual rag in terms of Sankirtan, book distribution, and Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for a very nice class. So, like you mentioned that for spiritualists, Bhakti Yoga, like we should give up anything in any color of sense gratification, of whatever color the sense gratification is there, we have to give it up. And also, Bhakti goes on two tracks. One is Jnana and Vairagya. And we cannot like we have to give both importance to both the things, then it will go smoothly. Then lust, it means it's insatiable, so it means it's we can, it will make us so pressed that it will create intense hankering for intense hankering for sense objects. So we have to be very careful with that. And like how Krishna comes and destroys other material life, like lust can also enter and destroy the spiritual life, so we should be very careful.
Jai.